Hi guys, so today we're going to have a little look at technical flats. So a flat drawing in the industry is also known as a flat sketch, a technical flat, and it's basically a garment as if it is laid out flat. And these are the technical drawings that you actually give to like the pattern makers and things. So that's the difference between a fashion illustration. A fashion illustration is those lovely fluid drawings that you do on people, and that's more of a representation of what the garment's going to look like. A flat drawing, or a technical flat, is how it should look specifically. So it includes all of the design features, so it includes where the stitching is going to be, where the darts are going to be, and if you're putting pattern on it, the pattern is exactly placed where it should be on the garment to its specification. So I'm going to show you two different ways to be able to do this. The first way is just a really quick, easy way to just get you into it, and it's just where you actually lay a garment flat out on the floor and sketch it, and then I'll show you the second way in a second. So I'm going to have a go at just drawing a denim jacket. It's just something from my wardrobe, so all you need to do is just pick something out of your wardrobe and have a go at drawing that to begin with. So all I've done is just laid it on the floor flat, and I've just folded the arms in, otherwise it's going to make my sketch too big. You can arrange your arms in various ways if you want to. You can have them splayed right out like a T shape, or you can fold them in like I've done here. So all I'm going to do is just leave this on the floor flat like that and have a go at drawing it out. Okay, so I've got my denim jacket just down there on the floor, so I'm going to copy that out. If you want to, I mean, it's up to you, obviously check with your parents, but you could maybe pin it to your wall, or if you've got a cork board, you can pin it to that, so you've literally got it in front of you. I haven't got any of those, I'm afraid, and I'm not going to put any pins in my actual wall, so I'm just going to copy it straight from down here on the floor. So the first thing I'm going to do is just mark out the kind of rough shape of it, and this will just help me sketch it in to begin with. So all I'm doing is just marking off using real straight lines, just guidelines, as to where the sides of the garment is, where the top of the garment is, and where the arms come in. So this is all I've done to begin with. I've just roughly put some lines in just to mark out the basic shape of the garment initially, and that's going to then help me to draw it into. So I'm just using those quick lines as a guide. Okay, so you can see that I've used my guidelines. I've had to adjust them a little bit, which is fine, and I've used them to now just like basically draw it in. I've just done it really roughly, and what I'm going to do now is just go over it in a fine liner to really bring out the detail. So I've gone over those sketched pencil lines in fine liner just to give it some detail, and with this, if you were to give it to a pattern cutter now in the fashion industry, they'd be able to see exactly what it is that you want. They'd see your specification, so they'd see exactly where you want all your stitch lines, they'd see exactly where you want your pockets, where you want your buttonholes and your buttons to go, and even where you want your label to go. So once you've done that drawing, you'll be able to then use this as a template to create more. So every time you want to design a denim jacket, you don't have to keep redrawing it. You can simply use this as a template and just trace over the top. And you can just use it as the basic outline. You don't need to put all the details into it exactly like this, because you can change your details around. And you can do that with loads of different garments. So if you just draw a simple pair of trousers, you've always got that trouser template, you've always got that t-shirt template, etc, etc. So that's one way of doing it, quite nice and simple, just using your own wardrobe. Another way of drawing your technical flats is to use a template, a body template. Now you can draw these up yourself, or you can just download them off the internet or print them off the internet. If you've got a nice big monitor, you can even cheat and just maybe trace it straight off the monitor. I haven't got one of those, so I've just copied something that I saw online. So I found an image online. All I did was I just typed in fashion flat model, and scrolled through a few and found this one, which is really good. It almost looks a little bit like Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. Hopefully you all know what that is. And it's great because it's got like the different arm positions and different leg positions. You can get these male ones and female ones as well. So like I said, just type in fashion flat model, fashion flat female model, fashion flat male model, and I just copied it really just by looking. But you can either print it out, or like I said, you can cheat if you've got a nice big screen and trace it off your screen. Just don't press your pencil down too hard. So this method of using the model template for your fashion flats is recommended really when you're designing a collection, because that way all of your drawings, your technical drawings, are going to be using the exact same shape. They're going to be the exact same size. They're going to be the exact same proportions. So if you're doing jackets and trousers for your collection, they're the same proportions. Whereas if you've done them the other way, they're probably not going to be the same proportion. So when you're designing a collection, then using the model is your best bet. So if you're doing it this way, all you want is a nice sheet of tracing paper. Pop that over your model. I really like drawing on tracing paper anyway. I tend to do most of my designs on tracing paper because I just think it's a nice quality to draw on. Your pen goes across it quite nicely. So just pop your tracing paper over the top. If you've got no tracing paper, just use plain paper. You can probably see through it anyway, or even just masking tape it to the window and do it that way. But all you do then is just using your model. So I'm just going to draw a denim jacket again, and then you just draw exactly over the top as you were just doing. So doing the same kind of design, but using this method instead. So you're just drawing straight over the top, sticking to that design, and that shape, sorry, not design. And eventually you'll get your jacket shape. So just using the template to trace over the top with, and there you can see you've got your denim jacket. So that's another method to be able to draw your flats. And as I was saying, this method's really good for you to be able to draw a collection with. You can see this is quite clearly a collection because all the designs are quite similar, using things like the mesh and the different black and white panels. And you can see they're all exactly the same shape. So you were just using the top part of that model to trace over and do your designs. So there are two ways for you to be able to practice drawing your technical flats. Have a go at them, see which one works best for you, and let me see what you've been up to.